Hey, good morning. And this quick demo is really just a silly exercise to use and abuse a little program that I really love. It's called Moho, formerly known as Anime Studio. Before that, it was also known as Moho. It's a great name, keep it. And it's a great program. It's got layers, it's got 2D, bones, animation, lots of stuff, and even 3D content can be added. But what I'm going to do here in this case is really just something silly. I'm going to go create something new. And I'm going to delete this one. Can I delete this? There you go, don't need it. Okay, so here's my new animation. And I'm going to import a video that I want to convert, and I want to maybe crop or rotate or zoom or do all sorts of things to that video. And I'm not doing any other things. I'm not doing 2D animation. I'm not doing, remote kinematics or any inverse kinematics or anything like that. The only thing I'm wanting to do is maybe resize it, maybe make it smaller, keep it in a different codec, compression, who knows. There's video to be had here. So I'm going to import a video, and that's down here somewhere. There's audio, there's so many different things you can work with. You can import video, you can import movies, same thing, or similar anyway. And so here is a video that I want to use. It's this one. Let's load that. And it's a little bit rotated here, and it's too big, and it's not exactly what we need. So I'm going to try to fit it into that purple area, or close enough. I don't need it all. And then I want to just check it and see if it's roughly going to contain what I want it to show. So I can scrub through that. I don't know if I can go in the timeline with the audio here, but certainly these frame numbers I can go. This here is really what I'm after. At the end, I want to use this frame. I could also just grab this one picture and do an animation with this as the elevation map, right? And that's what we'll do actually in this long exercise. But here, just to get an idea how you can use some of the tools for stuff that they were not really meant to do, but they can really do well too. Now I can also convert this MP4 to a different smaller size with QuickTime Pro. I still have that running, QuickTime Pro for Windows, and I sometimes use it to just convert something that's 200 megabytes into just 6 or 7 megabytes, and it's still presentable and good enough to use or look at. But here I wanted to just show that I can resize it that way. So the only thing I need to do now is to render it out or export it, right? Export animation. I mean, there's a couple of other things you can see. You can preview. You can preview this animation. You can preview without anti-aliasing. But that's really of no interest right now because I don't have any 2D or 3D objects. There's not going to be extra aliasing or anything. So I'm just going to go export animation, or simply export here. Let's see, this one, export, Control E. Yeah, that's a shortcut we'll want to use. And then so here, if you don't even want the whole frame sequence, you can select which portions of the frames you want, what format. There's lots of ways to work it also with image sequences. Then you can import those into Howler, Project Dog Waffle, or you can use AVI. That might work. Animated GIF. We have a lot of different ways to get that back in. We can't import an MP4 directly, but we can use this as a gateway to getting a portion of interest into Howler. One thing you'll want to do also is to enable multi-threading. That's certainly faster. And I am standing by here with my CPU. Task Manager will bring it in once it's rendering, because you can see right now there's a total of 20 cores, and a few are dormant, and all of that. Most of these will flare up once we get busy rendering. Other things you might want to do is say, do you really need it at the full size? So you could get it half the dimensions, whatever half of the current dimension is, right? So currently I have a 1280 by 720 or HD, and then this one here is going to be half of that. You can also reduce the frame rate, so it's only taking every other frame, and that's also going to make it a little bit smaller in file size. So really depends on what you need. I would keep a couple of these options. And so now that's it's ready to render, you need to say where you want to save the rendered video, and I'm going to call it chocolate coffee 0. That'll be my starting point, so I'm going to call it 00. There you go. And all files go. All right, so and then at this point we'll see this, and we'll also, it's still working on it, it hasn't started, but you see now some of these cores are starting to get busy, and soon enough we'll see an extra milestone. There it is. All right, so now we have, I don't know why it's only showing 4 CPUs. It might be, no, it seems like more of them are actually busy. Look at that, they're all flaring up. Or maybe it's alternating between which one is busy, and it looks like an average of all of them. But you can certainly benefit from having a system with, what was it long ago, Core 2 Duo, now 4, then 6, now 20. I thought actually I was going to have 24 cores on this one. Oh well, I'll settle for 20. This one is an i9, it's in a laptop. It was cheap enough. And the memory is fast. It's DDR5. And I think it's at 6,300 or something like that. It's super fast. So here it is. Now I have that video. I could have rotated it. I could have scaled it. There's a whole lot of different things you can do at the video level. And that's really what I wanted to get to, is that, I mean, you can view it also in a rotated way with some of the viewers. But the point is that you can also transform it. Moho, or Anime Studio, is really powerful. Much more than just a 2D animation program, and it's a great companion to Howler if you have some content that you want to work into something else, right? And so this is actually ultimately the elevation map that we will use, and just to get you an idea of how we will use it, here it is. This is a coming up, bring it in. There you go. So here's an animation that's actually flying over that same terrain. See these bubbles from the coffee froth chocolate mix? Those are the craters. You see those rounded areas there? There's little potholes in lakes. Those are the craters. Right, so when you use that as an elevation map, when you use that picture here as an elevation map and turn it into a 3D rendering, you can do all sorts of interesting things with that, and this is just what we will be focusing on in this tutorial series. Thanks for watching, and I hope you can join us.